injection, fellas. No.
Oh,
What's up,
seriously.
y'all? We are at session 7. So, session 6, if y'all haven't seen it, it's live, or it was live on
Oh,
Instagram. What?
you froze. Okay,
I
you back.
did.
Okay, you back.
Emma? I don't know
Okay,
what's
yeah.
going on. So if my internet go out, we gonna have to mesh some stuff together.
It's
But
fine.
so session 6 icebreakers was on Instagram. So if y'all want to catch that, catch that. As always, you can go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, the BU Room, and then we also have a website as well. So I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. But we're going to go on and jump right on into this. So we got a suggestion from a friend, Andrea, and we decided to go with her topic for session 7, but we wanted to kind of expand it. So it's going to be a little bit of a broader subject. So the original suggestion was, how did you feel? I think it was something about having kids. Did you want kids? Did you want kids? And how do you feel about having kids? And, how has that affected you? I think something on the lines of having kids. And did you want some previously? And how do you feel about it now? So we kind of tweaked it a little bit. And we came up with, how do we settle into or excel in our roles as a wife, mother, or etc. Whatever your transition is, how are you doing that? And then still remain your true, authentic self. I have a lot to say about it, but if somebody else want to go first, y'all can.
I'll go first just in case I have to leave y'all for my date.
Okay.
So, first of all, did I want children? I did not want children. I did not want any at all. I think just from being the oldest child and just kind of helping with like my siblings and everything like that, it just made me not really want any children. However, y'all know I have 5. And to be honest, like, I feel like now my life literally revolves around them. I honestly, if they're gone, if they're like at my mom's house for a weekend or whatever, I literally do not know what to do with myself because I'm like, what am I supposed to do without children? Because from all the sports that they do, homework, school, just them being in the house, me having to cook for them, all the things that I have to do for them when I don't have them, I have no idea what to do. Not saying that I miss them. I just don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing outside of catering to them. So with that being said, like, how do I feel about me having kids now? I look at like where me and my husband is now, like financially and just the place that we are. And I do sometimes wonder what our life would be without kids. Like the travel that we can probably do without them. Just not having to wake up as early on certain days because we have to tend to them in the morning. Just the money that we would have if we didn't have to put out so much money for them. Will we live in a house or will we live in the city in a nice condo in the city without a minivan? Will we be able to just walk the city instead of having, all these big cars to drive them around in? So I do sometimes fantasize about that. And then what was the other question? Like how does it involve? How does?
Well, hold on. We'll move on to the other question.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I could so see you not wanting kids. I mean, knowing you when you were and I'm like, I did not foresee Nisha having 5 kids. So I completely like, I don't know. How do you feel now, just like in your life and in your role as wife, mother, businesswoman? Like, how do you maintain your identity of Nisha?
And that's the thing. Like, I honestly don't think I have. I literally think I failed in that. I do not think that I have my own identity. because I don't know who I am outside of being someone's mother or someone's wife at this point. When I tell y'all, like my life literally revolves around the kids. I'm even the team manager to one of their organizations. I'm at every single game. So I literally spend all my days at some type of field or cheer practice or whatever the case may be with them. And I've even noticed lately, I don't even get dressed anymore. Like I literally am in sweatpants, like a sweatpants or something quick. And when I do go to put on something that's a little tight, I'm like, I can't move in this.
It's
This touch me too much.
uncomfortable.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like I can't move. I feel like I can't move like I want to. And I change. And then I put on something a little more comfortable. Whereas probably a few years ago, I probably had about 3 pair of tennis shoes. Now I have gotten rid of all of my heels. And now I have probably about 20 now pair of tennis shoes because now I'm all about my sneakers now matching my fit.
And
And
comfort.
yeah. So
Right.
I honestly think that the kids have done me in on the
Dang.
whole keep finding my own identity, which my husband is actually concerned about. He's like, okay, I need a little bit of my wife back. For him, I'm too much in mom mode. Like
So
he's looking for me to
when it comes to like balancing your different roles, you have to be so intentional. And that's why I think it was good that we like opened it up to a broader, not just being a mother, but also being a wife. Like I'm a teacher, Jerice does Texas Shamin works in the healthcare and does all these, so it's a lot. Like we wear a whole lot of
whole
hats.
lot of hats.
So you have to intentionally make time for Ranisha. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to intentionally make time for Deidre, and it didn't come easy. So like I had 4 kids. When I was younger, I really idolized my parents' marriage, 2 together, man, woman from little, having same mother and father and stuff. And so when I had to co-parent, meaning when me and my ex-husband got a divorce and I had to share my kids with them, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Because can't nobody parent like me. Um but what it did for me was it reminded me every so often, because he gets them for like every break. It reminds me that I was a person before I had these kids. Like I like to have fun. I mean, even when before, like when things are a little weird and he wasn't getting them as much, I had to like disappear on them for like a weekend, just for a little outing, just so I can remember who I am, because they gonna grow up and they gonna leave you one day. And that's how I always live my life. That's how I live my life now. So now they go with their dad, and me and my husband intentionally go do some kid-free stuff. Because they're going to leave. And I can't go through separation anxiety when they're 18 and they're leaving, and then I don't have anything else to do, and then I'm looking, what should I do to fill my time? Like I intentionally do figure out what I like to do. I've been thinking about, my friend has this dance troupe. I've really been thinking about joining that. Once I'm done with school, I'm gonna do that.
But is this crazy? But I don't miss my kids. Like I don't, like when we do leave them or whatever have you, I don't necessarily like miss them. I don't necessarily have the desire to be like, oh my God, I need them. I need to go get them. It's not that. It's just, it's just like, dang, it's quiet. Like I don't have anybody to laugh with, pick with. Like it's different. It's just like,
but then do you miss them? Because that sounds like
That's
you miss
missing them. You
I
just don't
know
want to
I
go
don't
get them.
miss them. It's just different. I don't miss them. It's just different. It's just quiet. Like it's just quiet and it's just nothing to do. But I don't necessarily like miss them, because I do be like, ooh, my house is still clean on day 3. So
I mean, but you can also lose yourself in like other roles too. Like, do you find that if it's not the kids, then it's the husband, or if it's not the husband, then it's work, where you just have a hard time?
Yeah, I could say that. I could say that, because like during this time, like football season type time, I barely see my friends, like barely, because I just don't have time. Like I do not have time for them, because by the time the weekend comes, it's like laundry and grocery shopping and getting the house back
Mm-hmm.
Getting
organized.
ready for the next week.
Yeah, so it's like I
Mm-hmm.
really don't have time for them. For real. I don't have time to see them and just be me.
What
So
about you, Shameen? What do you do to remain authentically you?
So for me, y'all know it's different for me. First of all, I don't have kids naturally. I didn't want them, and I was okay with
Now
that
you got a
decision.
whole basketball team
I know, right?
Yeah, I just hit all of y'all.
and some grandkids.
I
Right.
do, I do.
Granny
So
mean over there.
excuse me, they do not call me that. They call me Mimi. Thank you very much. Um, so for me, I hear what you all are saying, but it's a different experience for me. Like I wouldn't change how children have come into my life. Y'all's kids, I've watched grow and helped to train on a level. So and
I
they
know
love
you
me
was
and
there
I
every
love
step of the way with Sid.
mhm. Mhm. So um for them, those are my kids. And so when Andre and when I first moved here and, when Andre and I got married, I was really focused on being a good bonus parent, making sure that I was available, emotionally, and physically for them. And it was really important for me to have my own relationship with them,
Mm.
and we do. I love them. We love each other. Um, and that was important for me. All right, hold on. I'm at the
Well,
airport.
you're fine
You good.
yeah, she's
um,
flying home from for
from
Thanksgiving.
Nashville for
yeah.
Thanksgiving. Go on, Jerice, you tell your part
Okay,
too. Oh,
I'm
never
back.
mind.
And I came also from a world of really being very involved in work. If you look in a
Mm-hmm.
book and it says workaholic, I am probably the picture that you see sitting there. So having to refocus and having um, to go from just single me, because I was real Sex in the City single. So going from that type of single to having a husband who loves me and who wants to, spend time with me, and having a family of kids who I want to spend time with you, and having to have, a household to take care of, and because, our second to youngest son lived in the house with us. So a lot of the, that responsibility, was on me. So I'm like, I'm a whole supporting parent in this piece. So it was different for me. So I wanted to be good at all of that. So my focus was that. So it was coming out of trying to create balance between work, which I love. I ended up getting a job in Charlotte when I moved here that I really do love. And of course, the love of my family, which of course comes first, in getting that structure and trying to figure out that whole dynamic, and still maintaining who I am, which is, a natural born leader and really um, a competitor, and wanting to be, successful in business, and doing those things. And I'm still trying to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
So,
a good point to me because like I kind of feel like if if we didn't have kids, meaning me and my husband, if we didn't have kids, will we still be as successful as we are today? Because I kind of feel like the kids was uh, a driving factor, right? Like I kind of
Mm-hmm.
feel like our kids were like, we need to do this for them. We need to have this. We need to, like make it in order for them to have a comfortable life. So like I kind of wonder though, like if I stay single with no kids, would I have had that drive to excel,
I know
or
for
would I be
sure I
just
would
kind
have
of
joined
like,
the Peace Corps and I'd be living in Taiwan somewhere. Like, if I didn't have no kids, I would not be like they root me. You know what I mean?
right?
And I
That's what
don't
I
know if
Mhm.
that's a good thing or not. But that's why I like to travel because I got to break out every once in a while to remember who I am in order for me to really thrive as a parent or thrive in my career or
Mm-hmm.
thrive in my marriage. Like I got to break out of this whatever
Right,
these
Mhm.
traditional roles are you think they are because that's I got to fly a little bit.
right.
Jerice, what
That
about
is, yeah, and what you said, dear, is really important. You got to break out of those traditional roles. Your self talk has to be, you know what, I don't have to be here. I don't have to do it like this. It
No.
doesn't have to look like this. It can be whatever I want it to be, however I make it, whatever works for us. And it will be all right. Kids are real resilient. They, and they learn, they're very quick on their feet. And
Mhm.
so, that's what I learned, even in a situation that, we were in, as sad as it was for them that their parents, weren't going to be together anymore, they still made room in their hearts for me. When I came into our family dynamic. And so even, right now to this day, and I will say this, they made that transition, easy for me.
Mhm. Right.
And when we talk about it, even now, they say, it was easy for them because I didn't come in trying to rule the world. I just wanted to make sure that they understood that I was another person who would love them and stand 10 toes down for them too, and have their best interest at heart too. And in trying to do that and making that very important in our family dynamic, I did kind of lose my footing a little bit in what was still important to me and who I was in terms of business, in terms of being a wife, in terms of what, our financial goals were. Because that, our family as a whole was important to me. And so making sure that structure and foundation was laid was the most important thing to me when I moved here. So that was my focus. So even now, I'm still, really trying to make sure that I'm balanced and maintaining and creating balance right now. I think is my goal. So, there were things that happened along the way that really took that focus off. My health um,
Mhm.
was a real big factor. COVID happened right when we got married, so there
COVID
have been,
probably brought us closer in here because
me too, me too.
we was
Uh-huh.
just
yeah,
in here. Like
yeah,
it was
with
so
our,
many
our
people who got
family. It
divorced,
did,
but
because it
we became like
was,
BFFs in here over here. Like
It was
COVID
either
yeah.
was like
you
great.
gonna survive or
Hmm.
not. In the
I
discussion,
mean,
there was
you
no.
are right. You are right about that. I think during COVID we probably were the closest because it was just us. We were
Mhm.
in the house.
But you
You know what
hear
I'm
that a
saying?
lot of
Having
people
to
got divorced
entertain
after
each
COVID.
other.
A lot
Uh-huh.
of people got divorced after
A lot of
COVID.
people
They
did.
sure
A lot of people
did.
did.
A
Not
lot
for
of people.
us. It brought
I
us
think
closer
COVID
together
for
too.
us gave
And we
us
started our
time to
marriage that way.
heal.
Me too.
Yeah.
What's up, Jerice? What about you?
Oh, well, what I was gonna say was during COVID, I think it kind of gave us time to heal. But to answer the question, no, I don't like kids. I don't.
I don't like kids either.
No, no, no. I never wanted kids. I dealt with kids, but I that was just not a thing for me. But I can't imagine my life any other way without them. I think that being a parent is a very big responsibility and it's a blessing, that God gives us to be able to, mold the future. And it's important, I just didn't think that I would rise to the occasion because I don't like kids.
But how do you think having
I mean, I like
kids
kids. I don't like
changed you?
5-year-olds.
How did it change? I think my kids made me a very much better person. I understand things and I see things in a completely different way than what I did before. I didn't think I would be able to step outside of myself when I would, be on my emotional roller coaster or, whatever, to be able to make sure they were okay. Especially with dealing with, Logan and Carson, they don't have the capacity to use words to express themselves. So, you have to go off of energy or, body language. And, I just like Shameen, workaholic. So, I didn't think I would be able to slow down enough to, you know, understand them or have that kind of connection. But, I think God knew what I needed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now I still don't like kids. I
Yeah, because
don't.
I think you do an awesome job with your kids. I think you are an awesome mother. So, but I
Thank
definitely
you.
think that God gives you what you can
What you
handle. Like
need.
you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
meant for, to handle the situations, even though you don't think that you were or are. You because you handle it very well.
But
Thank
So
what do
you.
you do for you, Jerice? Like you are
Um,
fully immersed in this being a mother, especially these kids.
yeah.
You are fully immersed in like being a entrepreneur. You are fully immersed in being a good wife. Like, what about just Jerice?
I like a little primping. So going to get my hair done or going to get my nails done or, going to brunch and stuff with my friends. I was very intentional about doing those things, which helps keep me balanced. I don't feel like I'm about to, jump off the deep end because I'm just so far deep in whatever it is I'm trying to do with the kids or do what I'm trying to do with Lauren or do you get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I think that just simply doing things for myself, no matter how big or small it is, help me stay grounded and understand who I am. Like, I like to travel, but I like to be at home too. I'm a homebody.
like,
you
and for
know,
me, as much as I'm at the kids sporting events and things of that nature, I found that like I've honestly made like really good relationships with the parents,
Mhm.
the moms, the dads. And when I say like really good, like I kind of look forward to seeing them on the weekends or whenever, to the point where we sit together and we be bringing our little cups and and we be sharing like
I
what you
think
bring
that's
in your cooler,
awesome.
and
Uh-huh.
like we become like a really like a family unit. We invite each other to our parties, our birthday parties.
Mm-hmm.
We go out to dinner and lunch together. Or when the kids are in practice, we'll be like, oh, let's go sneak over there and get some wings, or go to happy hour while the
Um,
kids are in practice.
it's
So
an awesome village.
yes, I think I've
Yeah.
also made my own community with the kids, and so I think
Mhm.
that's why I don't mind it as much. Which
Mm-hmm.
still, again, is still because of the kids that is like.
But that's okay because you're fine. I think, like Shameen said, it can look like whatever you want it to look like. So if you find your balance or some balance in hanging out with the other parents, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah. I have a community of women here who, and I know that I need to hang out and reach out to them more. But I mean, again, it is, what you cut out the time for, what you make time for, and you have to be real intentional
Mm-hmm.
in creating that space for yourself and creating that time for yourself and not tell yourself, I don't have time to do this. I
Because
don't
you're
have
not
time.
proving yourself to nobody.
And you're not any good to anyone if you're not turning any of that goodness inward just a little bit to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you are loving on, taking care of, healing yourself just
Right.
as good as you're doing everybody else around you. All of that good loving that you're giving out, you got to turn it inward just a little bit and make sure you're giving it to
Mm-hmm.
you too. So
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
you
so like,
have to have that self talk, and it's not easy. I'm sitting up here talking about, and I'm probably the worst at it. I am the one who will bury herself in work if she's upset. I'm the one who will make sure everybody else is good around her, and I am the last one on the list on my list, and that's not always good. Um, I can't pour from an empty
Empty
cup,
cup. I
and
know
it's
that's right.
very rare that my cup is empty, but it has gotten that way, and I've really had to take a step back and go, okay, I've got to turn this inward. Um,
but
See,
like, do y'all have
Unfortunately, I
religion
was
married friends?
about
wise,
not walking when it happened. I was about not walking around here, and I was like, all right, now
Yeah.
for real,
well,
I
see,
got to. I
religion
didn't
wise,
have a choice.
if you don't do what you are supposed to do and take care of yourself the way that you are supposed to, God will do
Sit you
things.
Sit you
down.
down.
Sit you
He
He will
will
down.
sit
sit
you
you
down.
down. Right.
God will
Sit
We
you
sit
all
down.
been
you
sat
down.
down before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But listen, do y'all have married friends like that y'all can like hang out with and stuff? Because like we didn't. Like my friends are not married. His friends, they're like older. So we're not on the same
Mm-hmm.
wavelength, so we don't hang out with them. So the only way we found our married friends was literally through our sports groups. Like that's how we found our married friends to kind of hang out with and do
Hmm.
things with. Because outside of y'all, like we
Y'all
didn't have
such
married.
extroverts. I'm an introvert. We'll
Yeah.
go out in these streets and we have a good
Hmm.
little time, but like I feel like for me, I like to be at home and I like to. I can't
Mm-hmm.
be around people like that. But I work around people all the time, and when
Mm,
I come home, like my house is my place of peace, and
Mm-hmm.
that's I.
Yeah.
This weekend I was looking at this like happy hour situation on this rooftop, and I was seeing people I knew in the video, and I was like, I ain't want to
I'm
go
happy.
back home.
Right. See, that's me right there. That is me
I
right
was like,
there.
oh, that look like
Right. That
fun.
looked
But
like
I'm
they had
still
a
right
good
here in
Yeah.
front of the bed with
But
time.
my
see, I'm
comfy socks
different because
on.
I'm in the house all the time. Like I probably only leave the house. I mean, outside of taking the kids somewhere, but like to go to the center or something, I only go like once a week or something. So I'm in the house all the time outside of
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
taking the kids to
Yeah.
events. So I'm
Since we've
I
been
be kind of ready to go come weekend.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
since we've been working from home, and I did not want to be remote either. I did not want to work from home. But when COVID happened, they were like, oh, y'all do a real good job at home. And they got rid of our building and they put us at home. And I was like,
They was
I don't
like, "Oh,
want to
we
be
could
back
save some
again.
money."
I like the at
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
home work though
but
because it gives
it's
you
an
time to
advantage.
do stuff at home. When
Really
like
does.
when I was work or whenever I work at home, I cook dinner, I be cleaning up.
Yep. Me too.
It just kind of
Me
helps me
too.
get stuff done that I
Yep.
couldn't get done sitting in the
Yeah.
office somewhere.
Yep.
But I'm
Same.
really, I like to be social too. And I like to be out and,
I like to
so
be
the
out
whole
little.
rooftop events, I
And I
like to
like
be
to,
out
yeah.
too.
Mm-mm.
So we actually we found some like married couples like through Facebook actually, and so they are some
Facebook is some
really
little
cool.
serial killers.
You got some Facebook
Sometimes
friends.
How'd you vet them?
they
Facebook
look
friends.
Were
they
you
were
like,
fully
are y'all
vetted.
swingers? Like, how'd you vet them? Like, you ain't have no side eye. Like, you wasn't like, why you looking for couples on Facebook?
Shut up. No, we didn't like. Hey, are y'all couples? Are y'all swingers? We didn't do all of that. But that to make a long story short, we ended up being really really good friends.
You got to
That
find
Yes,
friends.
yes. Yes, we started a
I
group, and
got
I'm
some
like, excuse
friends.
me. So do y'all swing or what's going on? No, we did not do all of that.
You had to ask some
well,
But
I
questions.
mean, how do you approach that though?
Because
Hi.
finding friends, like when you're not at school or something, it's very hard. So
It
how
is
do you
very
it
find
hard.
is. It's
friends?
It
hard,
is
and
very hard.
it was COVID. Do you know how many friend groups ended up being on social media due to COVID?
So,
That's how
like,
you
Mm,
okay,
talk
so
to
what was
mm.
folks.
your search? Like, looking for married
I didn't search
couples, like,
In the
anything.
area.
Okay, so
to
we had
hang out with.
Charlotte. Okay, stop the press. Okay, so I was already a part of a small business group. And then, so that was the Black Charlotte group. And then there was another couples group. There was a married couples group that was a vacation group. And then there was another group that Andre was a part of, and he met the wife first. He met the wife first, and then he met her husband, and then I met the couple, and then we went to their house because they had an event at their house, and there were other married couples there. That's how it happened.
That is
This is my
event.
favorite episode. This is my favorite episode. Okay, so this is my thing. I don't like to hang around a lot of people because I think people messy. So like
Mhm.
me and Alex will go hang
People
out, but
can be
we
messy.
haven't
So
joined a
Chris
friend
went,
group.
and
Friend groups
it
is messy.
wasn't it wasn't a lot of people there either. But like I said, we became really, really cool with them. It wasn't like this big group of people either. It was just, it was cool.
Keep
Now
my
the group I
circle
think was pretty
small.
big, but
Mhm.
it's a smaller group. It's a smaller group of people. But the women are really cool. It's about 5 of us that I'm really cool with.
And you
And
Mhm.
then
needed
the
that because
women's
you was
group
in
that we
Charlotte.
have,
You didn't go to school there, nothing. All you had was Andre. So I think that was good for you
Yeah.
right.
because
So the
you
women's
had
group that we
nobody.
have
It was a little
now, it's about 10 or 15 of us in this one group. And we
good.
get together. I go to the things that I want to go to, and the things that I don't want to go to, I don't. And it's about a core, like 5 or 6 of them that I'm really, really cool with. And then there are some other women that are outside of the main group that I really, really do like. So I've
But
met some really,
you
really nice
needed
people
that.
here.
I'm with you on that. That was good
I
for you.
do.
Mhm.
Sharice, she got friends who like she done been friends with since
Middle
middle
school.
school.
And really let
Mhm.
me run
So
it back because the very first person that I met was our neighbor who does my hair now. And I met her through Andre too because he changed her tires. She was like, well, if you ever have daughters or a girlfriend or anybody who needs her hair done, let me know because I will do her hair. And so
but you such an
I
you such
called
an
her.
extrovert, Shmi. You
Mhm.
and Nisha are
Mm-hmm.
extroverts. Y'all could go out
Yeah,
there, make some good friends.
I do. I talk to everybody.
Uh-huh.
I talk
Mm-mm.
to everybody.
Y'all
Like,
might think
See,
I
I
talk
have
a
my
lot to
friends, we
y'all,
close,
and
but
I
we're
like
all
step out a little
introverts.
bit, but I'm an introvert. Like I,
Mhm.
but
mm-mm.
your personality is so beautiful. You,
Well,
Mhm.
thank you, and I keep it to y'all and to myself. Because well, part of the reason is being authentically me is very difficult in a world that doesn't see things in rainbows, unicorns, roses. Like I'm very optimistic, very
hmm
positive, so much so that people think I'm disingenuous because I'm always like looking for the silver lining or trying to see
Mm.
positive. So no, I keep myself to myself. Me and my husband go kick it, or me and my kids go kick it, or I'll go kick it by myself. But I don't have a friend group.
Mhm. Yeah, all my friends, like Dia said, we've known each other for a long time, but we're all introverts. Now Lauren, he is an extreme extrovert, and if he want to go somewhere, I'd be like, no. It's more me than him. He be wanting to do stuff, but
Wait, we gotta
I
pause. Nisha got a hot date.
I do have a hot date while we talking about going out and going
oh
places.
As
yeah,
you
yeah.
should.
All
Well,
right
it's
As
then.
you
there.
should. I think. I mean, now is a good time to kind of end it. We
Yeah.
in this conversation extra hard. How long we been on the phone? I mean,
Uh
It's an hour. Have
33
about to be on the
minutes. So
phone.
what we
33.
can
okay.
do actually, we can go on and end it at this point and we'll
We
just
can
pick
part
back
to it.
up next week because
hmm
it's a
It's
lot
such
we
a
gotta
good
say. I haven't said a lot.
conversation.
It was a great conversation.
Very, very good. So real quick for the week, make it a point to
Next
remind
week
yourself
too.
of who you are. Okay. Um, are you drinking? Just make it a point to remind yourself of who you are. Y'all have a wonderful week. We're all back to work from the holiday. Peace.
Peace out.
Bye. Have fun, Nisha.
Thank you.
Yep.